All right, welcome to The Explainer. Today, we are going to break down how you actually win on Google in 2026. Because let's be real, the game is completely changed, and we're here to walk you through the new rules. For years, the goal was so simple, right? Just get your website on that first page into those 10 blue links. But what happens when that list just vanishes? Well, in 2026, that's not a what if anymore. It's reality. AI is now whipping up answers right there on the search page, and that completely changes the landscape for every single business out there. Okay, so let's get right into it. To really get a grip on these new rules, we've got to go back to the basics of search engine marketing, or SEM for short. So SEM has always been about this mix of paid ads and organic SEO. But here's the absolute game changer for 2026. You can't just think of them as two separate things anymore. That's old news. Winning now, it's all about making them work together, like a single, finely tuned machine. Here's the best way to think about it. Paid search is like renting an apartment. It's awesome. You get a place to live almost immediately. But the second you stop paying rent, you're out. SEO, though, that's like buying a house. Yeah, it takes way longer, it's more work up front, but you're building a real asset, something that grows in value over time. And this is where the real magic happens. When you use both together, you create this incredibly powerful funnel. You're using ads to grab customers who are literally ready to buy right now, while at the same time, you're building this powerhouse brand with SEO that's going to pay you back for years and years. All right, so that brings us to the million-dollar question, right? The one every business owner asks. Where should you actually put your budget? Well, the thing is, there's no single magic formula. It's not like spend 50-50 and you're good. It's a moving target, and it really comes down to just one thing: where your business is in its growth journey. Okay, so if you're a startup in year 1 or 2, you need leads. And let's be honest, you needed them yesterday. You just don't have the luxury of waiting 6 months for SEO to kick in. That's exactly why you lean hard on paid ads at the beginning. You gotta get that immediate visibility, get some revenue in the door while that organic foundation is being built quietly in the background. But then, as your company starts to grow, something cool happens. That owned asset we talked about, your SEO, it really starts to pay off. Your organic traffic is climbing, your ROI is looking great. So now you can start to shift that balance. You don't have to rely so much on that rented ad space anymore. And what about an established brand 5+ years in? Well, at this point, your organic presence is probably a beast. It's doing most of the heavy lifting for you. Paid ads now become this super precise surgical tool. You're using them to defend your brand name from competitors and to snap up that super specific high-intent traffic that you absolutely cannot afford to miss. Okay, so now let's talk about the why. The single biggest reason for this whole strategic shift. And this isn't just some small update. This is a full-blown revolution. We're talking about the rise of AI in search. This right here is Google's Search Generative Experience, or SGE. And listen, this isn't some sci-fi concept from the future. It was fully rolled out in 2026. SGE doesn't just show you a list of links. It gives you the answer directly. And that has completely changed how people use Google. Just how much has it changed things? Well, get this. The click-through rate for the #1 spot on Google, the Holy Grail, has dropped by as much as 25%. Why? It's simple, really. Google's AI is answering the user's question before they even have a chance to click on your link. Your traffic is literally getting intercepted. So what do? The crucial thing to understand is you can't fight it. You have to adapt. It's not about beating the AI. It's about becoming the trusted source that the AI wants to quote. What does that look like? Well, you aggressively go after those featured snippets because that's what SGE loves to cite. You have to double down on EAT, that's expertise, authoritativeness, and trustworthiness to prove you're the real deal. You also use paid ads strategically to make sure you show up above the AI answer. And you get smart, focusing on those super specific, long-tail questions that a general AI often struggles with. Okay, so what does a winning game plan actually look like on the ground? Let's pull back the curtain on the modern playbook for search in 2026. First things first, the foundation hasn't changed. You still have to know what your customers are looking for. That's your keyword research. But then you layer on Google's own AI-powered bidding tools to snatch up those high-intent users. This ensures you're right there at the exact moment they're ready to make a move, and you're doing it as efficiently as possible. All right, now for part two, this is the long game. This is all about building that asset we keep talking about, your SEO, by consistently putting out high quality content. But, and this is so important, it's also about making sure the traffic you work so hard to get actually does something. That's where landing page optimization comes into play. And this right here, this shows you exactly why conversion rate optimization, or CRO, isn't just some nice to have extra. It is one of the highest leverage things you can possibly do. I mean, think about it. Making your website 10% better at converting visitors has the exact same financial impact as cutting your customer acquisition cost by 10%. It's incredibly powerful. Okay, last section. Because look, none of the strategy matters if you can't tell what's working. So how do you actually measure success? And maybe even more importantly, how do you pick the right partner to help you win? These right here, these are your dashboard numbers. This is what you need to be looking at. Your conversion rate, your return on ad spend. Are you getting at least 3, 4, 5 bucks back for every dollar you put in? And is your organic traffic growing quarter after quarter? Seriously, if you're not tracking these, you're just flying blind. And when you're talking to potential partners, you have to keep your eyes peeled for some major red flags. If anyone guarantees you a #1 ranking, or tries to lock you into a long-term contract right away, or is cagey about giving you transparent reports, you need to run, not walk, the other way. On the flip side, this is what a real partner looks like. They give you totally transparent reporting. You own your accounts, you own your data, period. They don't give you a cookie-cutter plan. They build a custom strategy for your business. And most importantly, they get the whole picture. They have a balanced approach that brings together paid, organic, and CRO. And that really brings us back to the core idea of this whole thing. This huge shift to AI and search, it's not just another technical update. It's a fundamental change in how your customers find information. It demands a completely new way of thinking about how you reach them. So the question I'll leave you with is this. Is your marketing ready for a search engine that actually thinks?